a young rising star, bantamweight prospect. Recently signed with a massive promotional company in Matchroom Boxing and big promotional giant Eddie Hearn. And you know, I want to go back to the start with Kash and talk to him about where the journey started. So you were born 3rd of January 1996, Gujranwala, Lahore, Kash.
Yeah.
Close to me, I'm a Lahori myself. I played at Gujranwala Stadium. Tell me about your background.
I was born in Gujranwala, but my family originally lived in Lahore. Like my dad and my mom, that's where we originally all family staying. But as three of my brothers, we were born in Gujarat because my grandmom stayed there, and you know, my mom wanted to have us in my grandmom's house, or my mom's house. So that's where I was born, you know, and so I would say, I was Gujarat, you know. I mean, I'm always back and forward there whenever I was a kid. So and most of my memories are in Gujarat. But Lahore is a place we always stayed. I stayed there until we left Pakistan in 2002. You know, so yeah.
Listen, amazing city, Lahore, Lahori, as Lahoris say. You know, I'm still very, very, you know, still very much my second city. We're very close in relations that way because obviously you made the move over. You chose to try London out first. So you came over in 2002 with your family. You tried London out. Was it just a short visit in London?
Yeah, we were just there for a few months, I think 1-2 months, and we came over to Glasgow. And you know, and at the beginning, I think we came around. I think it was in September, October time. You know what? It was bloody freezing here. You know, we still remember that. I was like, it's bloody cold and it's cold here. You know, and December came. I think it was snowing that year as well, really bad. And I think we really loved, and we fell in love. Obviously, we enjoyed the snow. But you know what? It was really, really cold. And you know what? Till this day, I'm still sick of the weather in Glasgow.
Listen. That you don't. You certainly did. You certainly don't.
Always lets you down.
Yeah. No, look. Nobody comes to Scotland or Glasgow for the weather. Look, I'm glad you've seen the light and you came from London over to Glasgow to the good city. I mean, we're good people here in Glasgow. Friendly community. But listen, the cold weather is something that we can't. It's never going to change, Kash. It's just the nature of the beast. So you came over here, young boy, obviously. You know, probably 5, 6, 7 years old. What was it like for the first couple of years when you arrived in Glasgow? I mean, going to school, you know, new surroundings. What was it like for you?
Yeah, it was alright. Obviously, we didn't have much friends here, as you know. You know, I mean, I had my big brother and my wee brother. You know, I mean, so we never had much friends here. Obviously, as time went on, we made friends. You know, I mean, and I'm still friends to this day with the boys that I grew up with. Well, I've been friends in primary school and high school as well. You know, I mean, and it was good. You know, I mean, I would say it was a normal. You know, I mean, it was a normal upbringing. You know, I mean, of course, we had that parts. You know, I mean, we had racial problems. You know, I mean, that where we grew up, but you know, it's only a minority of them people. You know, but Glasgow's been great to us. That's all I can say. And the people are really, really good. You know, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no. Look, I've faced a bit of it as well growing up in Glasgow. But like you say, it's always a small bunch of people. It's never been a lot. I've never felt it in a large amount of people. Most people are friendly, loving, and they treat. I mean, we very much feel like as an Asian. That we feel like we're at home in Glasgow. So I think we're very lucky. But look, I think the world and everything. If you look around right now, Kash, racism exists everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go. You know, I mean, you're always going to get a bit.
Yeah, it's true. I know.
So you early days. What did you want to be? What did you want to do with yourself when you were like starting at school? Were you just a kid that was? What were you into in your early days?
You know, in primary school, it was obviously a lot of Asian kids. In my primary school, there was a few Asian kids. You know, and you know, believe it or not, we used to play cricket. I was a big cricket fan in primary. I think it was primary 5 and 6. I was a big cricket fan. I was always into sports, and you know, we played cricket and that. But you know, as I got a wee bit older, I fell away from it. I played football, as obviously, as you know, in Glasgow, everybody plays football. And
yeah,
I would have loved to make a career in football, but that was never gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I played football a few years, and then obviously when I was about 14, 15, boxing ended up coming into my life. You know, and as you know, that's
so tell me, how did that happen? Because you didn't sound like you were into it. You know, how did it come?
You know, boxing was the last thing I wanted to do, to be honest. You know, I mean, it was the last thing I would have ever thought I would have maybe made it, because none of my friends have ever done it. None of my family members done it. And boxing is not a thing we would think you'd have to make a career of. Even I know we see football and cricket people make careers out of it, but my family don't think you make a career of even for cricket or football. So one of my friends, has come to the gym one time in when I was about 14, 15, and I went down one night, I punched the bag a few times, and and done a few things, skipped a wee bit of circuit, and he's there. My trainer, the trainer came up, the old man. There was an old man then. His name was Robert McDermott. They called him Sherbo at that time, and he's like, "I'll bring your gums next time you're down." And he told me that. I was really happy. I was excited. I was like, he must be seeing something to me. And I brought the next time my gums down the next night, and that was it. That was rest of his history.
So what was it that what did they see? What did they see in your early doors? Now, obviously, I'm going to get into your fights. I've seen you properly fight once, with the fight that we'll talk about near the end of this. But I mean, you're obviously a very, very skillful, nimble, fast hands, good footwork. I thought the best thing I love about you is your head movement. But where did you have this stuff from early days?
Yeah, I had it. But as you know, as experience, and as you get older, you get better and better. You pick up experience. And you start putting into play, and you start working more harder as you get older. You get wiser, and that's what I started to do. And obviously my trainers used to teach me that, and I went to my other trainer that now I'm working with. He's obviously developed me more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always told my mind, I don't want to take punches, because it hurts when you do take a punch.
Yeah.
So he's like, you want to have a long life or even a career in boxing, you can't take punches, so you need to move your head if you want to do that. So he's like, you need to, and I'm quite small the weight, as you could probably know, so I'm not too tall.
Yeah.
I'm not too tall as a person. I'm only about 5'5", so and I was always fighting bigger guys, so I had to move my head getting close and hitting the bodies and hitting the head, and I've always boxed like that in my career,
Yeah. So who were the kind of early inspirations that once you took up boxing, did you start watching a bit more boxing? Obviously, did you take an interest in a certain Floyd Mayweather or anybody, these kind of fighters?
As obviously, as anybody can tell you, when you start boxing, there's always two people you always end up looking at. It's always Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson. It's always they end up, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe because they're popular figures, but you know what? They're big guys. I can never end up. I can't even watch them because they're two big people. The heavyweights. I'm a small guy. I'm a bantamweight. I'm 53 and they're over 100 odd kilos. So
yeah.
The trainer I trained, he was quite short, and he was my first guy I looked at. He inspired me to be a fighter, and I just wanted to be like him. And he used to tell me how he went to America. He knocked this person out. He went to Finland. He went here. He went to Ireland. He went to all these cities in Europe. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to travel the world, and I did eventually as an amateur. So,
So where have you been? What kind of places as an amateur boxer have you been?
I never had a big amateur career. I only had about 49 amateur fights, and I had about 10 Scotland caps. Well, I wore Scotland vest 10 times, and I went to Ireland. I boxed in Wales. I went to Holland. I went to Bosnia, Serbia, Croatia, Russia, and I think that's all the countries I've been to. But it's only a few countries. But if I hung on as an amateur longer, you could have went to more countries. Because Scotland is well funded in boxing now, the way it's gone.
Mm-hmm. So what made your pro debut, Kash? You made your pro debut 25th of October 2015. But just before I get start going into your pro fights, why did you have such a short amateur career? Is it because you started late? Is it because you were a bit, or was it? Did it make sense to make that move? Your trainer thought it was the best thing to do.
You know what? Both my trainers passed away, and within the space of I think 4 months or 5 months. I don't know. My first trainer, my old trainer that I was with, right? He passed away with a hernia in his back. I think it was leaking or something. Okay, and I see him Monday morning. And I got a phone call. I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday night or something. I think Wednesday morning. You see, your trainer passed away, so I was really devastated. And after that, my other trainer passed away a few months later.
Oof.
And I was really close to him, and I'm talking about really close. He was like, my family was really close to him, and he ended up passing away. So, and after that, I wasn't loving boxing anymore. I just wanted to I just wanted to see. I wanted to turn professional. I just wanted to give it a shot on professional, and that was it. See, my first 3 fights, I wasn't even training properly, eating properly, or doing anything right. And but that was it. I mean, I wanted to just give a professional shot, and it was my fourth fight that really my career took off. The fourth fight.
Yeah, bro. I mean, the 25th of October, you fought a points decision win against Craig Derbyshire, Radisson Blue Hotel. So that was your first one under your belt. But you're very honest in saying there that you weren't really at your best. You were just doing it at that point. You kind of had fallen out in love with it a little bit. You've been through tough times, losing some really close people to you. So who took you on at that point? Who did you make the move to work with?
I signed my professional contract. So I've signed my professional contract with Fernando Sporting Club. I mean, they've been around for 4 years, and my manager was Ian Wilson at that time, and he took me on, and I went and teamed up with a fire for well, he was a fire himself, Craig Dugson, and he took me on, and obviously I've been with him since, and he's took me from, as a kid to a man, so. He's developed.
So you got luck. So you got thankfully you were able to go into safe hands because you lost two trusted.
I'm a big believer God does things in serious ways. I mean, if you have a good heart, do good things in good ways, inshallah, Allah will say you in the right way. And so that's me end up, because I don't know whether these guys were even gonna help me or not. I mean, I was just playing the thing, and if they didn't, that was it. I didn't end up really caring, to be honest. But they ended up trying to be good people. They looked right after me, and and that was it, to be honest. And it took me to the next level of my career.
That's brilliant. So your first 7 fights or so, you won pretty. Let's just say you won fairly comfortably. I don't think you had too many difficulties. 23rd of September 2017, you challenged a lad called Scott Allen for the British Scottish area bantamweight title.
Yeah.
You knocked him out in the technical knockout in the 8th round. Was that kind of your first? Was that kind of a moment in your career where you made quite a big statement?
Yeah, that was a big step in my career. I mean, I remember when I stopped him. I was a British eliminator as well at that time. I've been him before. I think I'll be a couple of months before that. I've been him, I think it's 8 months before that. And that fight was just a rematch to prove there was no fluke. I mean, He thought it was a fluke, so we ended up beating him again. And after that, I was meant to box a British title 4 or 5 months later, but the boy ended up injured himself, so I ended up fighting for a vacant title with a fellow sportsman, David Wilson.
Not for very long.
Yeah, he wasn't there. I mean, and it only lasted a minute. No minute. I mean,
73, just 73 seconds. KO to beat Jamie Wilson, which got you the vacant British bantamweight title, which is the first time a Scotsman done that in 21 years. So proud moment.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but for me, it was all about just winning. I don't care how I won. I want to just win. Once my hand gets raised, that was my aim. I mean, and when I knocked him, that was just a bonus.
No, listen, you got to take any knockout in the pro ranks. You got to take confidence from it. It's not for anybody watching the couch people. It's easy to say, oh, that guy was crap or that guy was this. But if you get in the ring with a pro boxer, I've had the pleasure of getting in and sparring with some guys in some gyms just for messing about.
Yeah.
And even the movement when they come up close to you, man, with a pro in the ring, it's a different kettle of fish. But when people are watching, they sometimes think, that's easy, But knocking out a pro is no easy feat. You went on. You had your first 12-round fight. You had a decision win over a lad called Ian Butcher at the Emirates Arena in Glasgow. What was that like, Cash? 12 rounds, professional fight. It's not a small deal, that.
No, it's not. I mean, I trained really hard for that fight. That was my first fight in a big arena. And this boy, he's boxed up British, I think 3 times or twice or whatever before me. And I was quite the underdog, and people didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
And then after, I ended up being him quite comfortably, to be honest. I never lost a round. And that was it. And after that, my aim was when we won the British title to win that belt, all right.
Okay.
You see that belt? The belt I've got in the stone, the house to this day. you have to win it and defend it 3 times.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's the only way you get to keep the belt. See, even though you win it first time, you don't get to keep the belt. You need to give that back. So
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
won that belt all right, and I've got it in my house till this day. You know what I mean? Only a handful of boxers have done that. You know?
No, that's an amazing feat. Yeah. So once you
Yeah.
won it in the 73-second knock TKO, you went on to defend it 3 times, which meant yes, you kept the belt. So you proudly got that hanging in the house now.
Yeah, I've not. Well, it's beside my bed. I've not bothered putting it up yet. You know what I mean? But once inshallah I get everything sorted, I'll get it up. You know what I mean? And put it up somewhere nice. You know what I mean? That's my plan.
No, absolutely. You need to. Now, Kash, the one I'm really wanting to pick your brains about is because I'll be honest with you. Prior to this next fight, I hadn't heard of you yet as yet.
Yeah.
You know, I follow boxing, but in Scotland,
Yeah.
I think you don't, unless you've got a big promoter behind you, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the kind of grass, behind the scenes. Obviously, I know Ricky Burns. You know the big names that are coming through and have been coming through. But I didn't know. But I started hearing grumbles. I know a lot of boxing fans, and I heard there's a guy called Kash Farooq tonight. He's fighting against a lad called Lee McGregor from Edinburgh. This is a big fight, and I'm thinking I've not really heard too much about these guys. But I mean, I definitely need to check it out.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, man! Like what a spectacle for Scottish boxing to bring. You know, Glasgow, and I remember seeing you. You're right when you said about your size. I remember when you did the face-off, and McGregor's like here, and you're like here, and I'm thinking I'm worried about obviously being from an Asian background. I'm not going to deny it. I was backing my fellow Glaswegian, fellow Asian, yourself. I was worried. I was thinking there's a big size difference here. You know, how's he? I didn't know but everybody was saying Kash Farooq, Kash Farooq, Kash Farooq. You know. He's the man to watch here. So tell me about going into that fight, how you were feeling. That is obviously for the Commonwealth title. You know, it's a big belt.
You know, going into that fight, obviously it was a big fight. You know, it was in the Amis Arena. You know, I must have sold over 300 tickets, over 300 tickets. And you know, and he done about 500-600 tickets apparently. So. You know, and it was a big fight in Scotland. It was the biggest one in the last 10, 11 years. And, you know, it was my British title on the line. It was his Commonwealth title on the line. So, you know, even though he was bigger enough, and that's just normal to me. I've always boxed bigger guys. You know, and anybody you see me for now in boxing, bigger than me, it's just normal. That's
just normal for you. So you're like the Mike Tyson. You're like the Mike Tyson of the bantamweight division. Tyson was always smaller than everybody he fought.
You know, and don't get me wrong, I know how to maneuver. People might think, oh, the wee guy might not get him to a bigger guy, but I've been doing this all my life. You know, I mean, boxing. I mean, well, most of my life anyway. How to box big guys. I've been taught it. You know, and how to get in close between these guys. So, you know, and going into that fight, you know, I was really confident. It was building up for the last year and a half, and you know, going into that fight, I was confident as anything. You know what I mean? And there was whispers going about, you know, McGregor's this, McGregor's that, you know what I mean? He's gonna end up he's a popular figure, this and that, you know. But I'll go into the fight. I was very, very confident, you know, and you know, I wasn't really worried, to be honest. You know, I had the Glasgow back in me, even Glasgow back in me, you know what I mean? And going to the fight, but the result didn't go my way. But to be honest, it didn't matter. I ended up getting the contact where he hunt. You know, so
yeah. Look, I mean, just on the fight, I remember even on the build-up, it was a bit weird. That legend Alex Arthur, he was from Edinburgh, obviously, and you think he would be backing his guy from Edinburgh, but he was like, before the fight, he was like, Kash Farooq, this kid's got serious talent. He's going to go far. And then after the fight, he called it the way I certainly seen the fight. I mean, if I to go from my point of view, watching the fight. First 6-7 rounds was just a complete shutout from my point of view. You were just in poetry in motion, man. You know, one of the best young boxers I've watched, and I watch a lot of boxing. But I was fascinated with your movement, in particular your head movement. Who has been the kind of instrument? Who's been the instrument? Obviously, your coaches realised, like you said, you were small. Is that just that's something you had to give a lot of attention to? But it seems very natural with your Cash. Your head moves so natural.
You know, I work really hard when I'm in gym. You know, what I mean, I do really work hard when I'm practicing my head movement. I'm practicing working. You know, before this whole pandemic happened, obviously this lockdown and that. I'm always in the gym after my fight. I'm always back in the gym after McGregor's. You know, I had a cut eye, everything, but I'm always training and working hard, moving my head. You know, and I want to sacrifice at least maybe I don't know how long I've won my boxing career, but I want to sacrifice as much as I can, work hard and keep getting better and better and improving. I mean, people might see my head movement as a thing of it might come naturally, but you know, I'm in the gym alone, working really hard, moving my head. You know, some days I get sick of doing these type of things, but you know, you need to in order to get better, you need to work hard every day.
No, absolutely. That's awesome. Brilliant to hear. Obviously, it's not just your head that's good, Cash. I mean, that's something, you know, a lot of boxers struggle with. They take a lot of punishment. That's a dangerous route to go down in the pro ranks. But you've got you've got hand speed. You've got good foot movement. I mean, you really were, in my opinion, schooling McGregor. At least for the first 6, 7, 8 rounds, you were schooling him. Don't get me wrong, man. The lad is. I'm not going to disrespect him. He's a top fighter. He showed some heart in that ring that night. Both of you put on a great fight. I think you know you tipped the fight quite. I would have thought at least 8 rounds, 9 rounds. I thought that you won, took in the fight.
Yeah.
But in the last 2, 3 rounds, do you think if you're now, you know, I hope Eddie Hearn's going to be pushing for the rematch, but I'm just saying, last 3 or 4 rounds, if you're to get this rematch, is there anything that you would do differently to make sure that there's just? I mean, don't get me wrong. In my opinion, and I think most people, you won the fight comfortably.
Yeah.
But is there anything you will learn from it, and that you think if the rematch? You know, I'd like to think Eddie Hearn, biggest promoter in boxing, he's going to get you that rematch. What would you do differently, if anything?
You know, I can't say that now. To be honest, what I'm going to do different. To be honest.
Yeah, no, I understand.
You know, I can only tell you once I'm in the ring what I'm gonna change and do, depending on what he's gonna do. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? If he tries to fight me, then I'll come up with something. I'll adapt. If he tries to box me, I'll come and adapt. So I would like to give you an answer, but to be honest, I'll be lying. You know what I mean? Because it might not be what it's gonna turn out to be. So, but what he's gonna do on the night? You know what I mean? I'll work hard and I'll adapt to it. You know what I mean?
How did you feel? How did you feel, Cash? Because you know that's a big one, big pill. Of the fact that you know, I remember looking at your face in the ring that night. You looked shocked. Your trainers looked shocked. It was a sad. You know, me watching on as a, you know, who had become a fan on those 12 rounds, massive fan. I felt really sorry for you. But how did you feel when you went back to the changing room? How was your team around you and stuff?
You know, I was disappointed. You know, I mean, it's my first loss in the professional. I was heartbroken, you know, and I was like, where am I gonna go for now? Because where's my career gonna go from now? Where's it gonna go now? You know what I mean? Because I don't have a big time for more. When my manager's like, I promise you I'll give you something big, and you know, I think a few weeks there, Eddie wanted to get contact with my manager, and he said he wanted to resign me. And you know what? I was really happy, and you know, it was a path I can follow, and I can go, you know what I mean, I can work hard towards, you know, and, you know, it can set me up in life as well after boxing. I mean, these can't Eddie Hearn, you know what I mean, because he's got that type of source of income he'll get me, you know what I mean. So, you know, I was really, really happy once that happened.
Listen, you know, you're with the main man. I mean, we all like to boo. For some reason, I've never really got it. Everyone likes to give Eddie Hearn boos because he's a promoter. But the guy sells out stadiums. He's changed boxing in the UK. He's got the design. He's got DAZN involved now. He's got the US market coming into play. He obviously got very excited. I remember the announcement when he signed you. I mean, I seen you were on a podcast, a Zoom call with him a week or so back. How much contact's been, and is the plan very much to get the McGregor fight, or are you going to look to have a fight back to get yourself going again and lead into lead into the rematch?
You know, I was meant to box in 4th of April in Newcastle before
Okay.
before this lockdown happened. You know, we're only 2 weeks away from it. You know, I was trained really hard, trained through Christmas, through my birthday, through New Year's. You know, and you know, we're only a few weeks away from it. See, when the fight was cancelled, I was really disappointed. But I thought this lockdown was gonna maybe end end of maybe April. But I end up going longer than I thought. You know what I mean? You know, and now I don't know. Now they're looking at maybe not end of the year, but maybe October time. Maybe they're looking at to get me out. Maybe. So I just need to keep training hard and see what I can keep doing. I mean, because I've not had no access to the gym. I've just been running, doing a bit of workouts, a bit parts in the park. You know what I mean? And you know, so it's been a bit annoying. You know what I mean?
Have you got like do your brothers take interest in your boxing? Can they do some pads? Do they hold some pads
my
for
big
you?
brother, he's always in the gym with me. He does my running with me. So when I'm in the track, he does my work. So when we get up in the morning and go together, he doesn't run, but I do. You know what I mean? He just times me. So
still is good. Still very good. Very good.
So good, you know what I mean? And he knows what the hard work's about. You know, he knows it's not a joke. You know what I mean? And so he gets up whenever time I get up. You know what I mean? Because see, when this lockdown happened, I was freaking out. Because you couldn't, after that, you couldn't do anything. I'm usually up, my days, like, I usually wake up at 7 o'clock, 6 days a week when I'm training. And I'm out the house, maybe I have my breakfast in the morning, wake up and have my breakfast. I'm out the house maybe 8:30, depending on what I'm doing. And I'm maybe trained 2-3 times in a day. And my last session in the day is maybe about 8 o'clock. I finish the gym about 8 o'clock. I get home, I eat a wee bit, sit for the TV or maybe sit for the laptop for a little bit. Then I go to bed maybe 10:30.
Yeah.
And that's me for the 6 days a week. So I mean, for a couple of months. I mean. So I do that. So it was quite difficult when the lockdown. No, it wasn't difficult, but it was quite annoying when the lockdown happened. I mean, but it's for the best. I mean, the government knows the best.
Yeah. No, I mean we have to follow the guidelines. I think your promoter is not used to being stale like this. He's kept himself as busy as possible. He's been doing podcasts. Him and Tony Bellew have had a great podcast I've been following. You know, what's he said to you, Kash? What's his hopes for you? Is it world? I mean, Eddie Hearn doesn't take on small fish. Has he got the dreams, aspirations to take you to the world title?
Yeah, I think that's his dreams. You know, I mean, for me, my job's only to work hard and keep dedicating myself and hope for the best. I mean, not a lot of things you wish were gonna come true, but what you can do is work hard. You know what I mean, and you know, and keep dedicating, and things will maybe come in play. You know what I mean, and Eddie Hearn's a man because, like you said, he doesn't like look at small-term British titles. He likes to work his way up. So, you know what I mean. Obviously, I love to crack a world title, but for me, I look at small. I need to take a step at a time and keep progressing. You know what I mean. You can't just say I've done this, I'm gonna go into a world title. You can't do that. You know what I mean. You need to take steps at a time. You know what I mean. Want to get there.
So all going well, Kash. October, get back out, get the ring rust stuff, have a good performance, look good. Can we expect probably 2021, early 2021, by hopefully latest early summer, we would have the McGregor rematch?
Yeah, inshallah. I'm hoping. You know, I mean, long as I'm winning, long as he's winning, it'll happen. Because remember, to build a fight up again, you need to keep winning. You can't have another fight lose, or me or him. You know what I mean? You can't have one of us losing. The fight of the stroke goes down.
Yeah.
You need other people like the public. So I want to do that. We keep both winning.
Yeah, no. Look, it's exciting times for Scottish boxing. It's good that Edinburgh have got such a great fighter in McGregor. Good that Glasgow have got a superstar in Kash Farooq. And you know, we need big fights in Scotland. I'll certainly be getting in touch with you when the fight gets announced, and I'm going to be looking for a ticket, brother. So I'll certainly spread the word to get some more buys for you and get more people behind you. All I'll ask of you is I'll look to post this and in the next couple of days, if you can retweet it for me, get it out there to the people, and I'll certainly try and spread the word. I think you've come across really well. Just before we go, just to ask you, what would be your advice then for any young kids or young females getting into? Obviously, there's a route for female boxers now as well. Eddie Hearn, you know, paved the way for that as well. What would be your advice for a young boxer, young female boxer, or male boxer?
I think you need to dedicate yourself. You know, you're gonna get a lot of heartbreaks and disappointments in boxing, but you can't chuck it. You know, I mean, all I can say is forget about the nightlife, drink, drugs, nightclubs, and even the nightlife in Glasgow. You know, it's a people like the nightlife in Glasgow. At the moment,
Yeah,
you know,
they do.
I mean, people are probably finding it a hard time, but
Yeah.
you need to forget about all them type of stuff, and you need to work hard and stay in the gym and see how far you can go. You know, what I mean, give it a push. If you don't make it, you know, what I mean, you say I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
And if you do get to the top, you say I worked my ass off. You know, what I mean, and I worked hard, and you know, you can pass your own knowledge on to the younger. When you get older, you can pass to the younger generation.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the thing I can only give. You know, work hard and dedicate and sacrifice. You need sacrifice on the things. See what comes easy. What comes easy. You don't want it. What comes hard, that's what you want. Because anybody, you know, and that's the way it should be. You know what I mean? And because see where things come easy. You know what I mean? You know, you don't need to get up in the morning. You don't need to go bed early. These type of things are difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know me and your friends. That, you know, it's boxing. You're gonna get that. You need miss house parties. No house parties. Going out with your friends, maybe trips abroad and that. So if you can do that, then you know what I mean. It's half the battle.
Listen, I think you're a very humble young man. You know, most boxers these days, you know, they tend to like. I mean, you're meant to as a boxer. Some people think you're meant to, you know, blow your own trumpet and be very big-headed and be very kind of boastful. Yeah. But you come across as a very, very, you know, level-headed, humble guy. I think you've got the right work dedication. You've got all the talent in the world. I think you probably play it down a little bit, Kash, how talented you are. I mean, you can go. I think you can really, after watching you, I think sky's the limit. World titles, you name it. Yeah, you know, I'll certainly follow the journey. But it's been a pleasure talking to you, brother. Inshallah, I can stay in touch with you. Please look out for when I know you're not a big social media user. This is something
don't worry. You know what, Qasim? I'll do you a favor. I'll get this out for you. You know what I mean? I'll do a favor for you, and I'll get this out. I
really appreciate it, brother.
I'll get over Twitter and even Instagram. You know what I mean? I'll do you a favor for this one.
You're on camera. You're on camera now, Kash. You can't backtrack on this thing.
You've got me on camera. Don't worry. I'll get it out for you. That's a promise for me.
Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. Okay. This is something I want to do with this is something you know, my cricket days are finished. I'm an old man now, so I'm trying to get into media and cover and do all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
maybe Big Eddie will see this and he might give me a call at the back end. That would be amazing. I could go and do some work.
You've done a good job. You know what? I tell you what, you kept me relaxed. You gave me good answers. So you know, you must be doing well.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Listen, you take care of yourself. Keep training hard, brother. And inshallah, I'll speak to you soon.